How do you make a woman miss you? Maybe it's an ex-girlfriend you're hoping to reconnect with. Maybe it's someone who's been pulling away, and you want to reignite the spark before she drifts away for good. Or perhaps it's a woman you're currently dating, and you know that the only way to deepen the connection is to make her long for you when you're not there, to have her eagerly anticipate the next time she'll see you. In this video, I'm going to share 5 powerful strategies to make her miss you even more, and set the stage for a stronger bond when you're together again. Today, we're going to dive deep into female psychology and uncover what truly makes a woman feel a strong attraction, prompting her to miss you more. Many people believe that the key to winning a woman's heart is simply making her feel good. But if that were the case, why do the so-called nice guys who always go out of their way to uplift women often find themselves ignored? The reality is, these men misunderstand a fundamental aspect of female psychology. What I'm about to reveal may challenge your beliefs, but this is a truth many men fail to grasp. The secret to making a woman feel a lasting connection isn't just about making her feel good, it's about guiding her through a spectrum of emotions. Women crave a blend of feelings, not just constant happiness. This includes not only pleasure, but also moments of tension, anticipation, and even discomfort. That's why many women are drawn to dramatic storylines in TV shows. The emotional ups and downs create a stimulating experience. Similarly, in relationships, women are more attracted to men who know how to engage them emotionally, beyond simply offering positivity. Just like you wouldn't want to eat the same meal every day because it would eventually lose its appeal, a woman who only experiences one emotion, no matter how good, will eventually become disinterested. The key is variety, creating an emotional journey that keeps her engaged. So one might ask, how can you create these variety of emotions within a woman you're interested in to keep her engaged? And what should you do to make her miss you more? During my conversations with a lot of men, one thing became crystal clear. A lot of guys have a completely misguided idea of what it takes to make a woman miss them. Before we dive into the main topic, this misconception needs to be addressed. First and foremost, you should never position yourself as a woman's backup plan. Yet many men unknowingly fall into this trap. For example, constantly checking in with her asking, "Hey, how's everything going?" might seem like you're keeping yourself on her radar. You might think you're making her remember you, hoping that absence will fuel her longing. But in reality, what you're doing is reinforcing your role as her fallback option. If she starts seeing you as the guy who's always there, waiting in the wings if things don't work out with someone else, she'll never take you seriously. You'll become her safety net, not the person she actively misses. Another common mistake is trying too hard, being too obvious in your efforts to make her miss you. Some guys will remind her of a trip they took together. For example, "Remember how great our time in Hawaii was?" They assume that by bringing up these memories, she'll start to long for those moments. But this approach often backfires. It feels emotionally manipulative, like you're forcing her to miss you, which can actually push her away. It's the same reaction you get when watching a movie that's trying too hard to make you feel something. It's uncomfortable and you resist it. So instead of lowering your value by overplaying your hand, I'm going to give you 5 strategies that are not only effective, but also a bit counterintuitive. Let's dive into them now. Number 1, be preemptive. One of the first things I tell guys I work with is to start doing things that will make a woman miss them before she ever gets the chance to. This is all about being proactive and setting the stage from the beginning, long before you're even in a situation where you want her to miss you. It's what I call a preemptive approach. What do I mean by this? I refer to these moments as emotional time capsules. These are small, intentional actions you take during your time together that will later trigger memories of you. A simple example is our sense of smell. Smell is deeply tied to memory, so I always recommend having a signature cologne that you consistently wear around a woman. Whether it's something like Chanel, Polo, or CK, pick a scent that's distinctive but not so common that every guy wears it. When she catches that same scent somewhere else, it will unconsciously pull her back to memories of you. We've all experienced this before, smelling a certain perfume or cologne and being transported back to someone we used to know. This is one of the simplest ways to create an emotional anchor. Another effective strategy is creating inside jokes. Build a little world with her through unique references or shared moments that only the two of you understand. These emotional connections, where you get her to open up and talk about things she hasn't shared with others, will make her associate those emotions with you. When those feelings arise again, she'll think of you and feel drawn back. These preemptive techniques are best used from the start. However, even if you're already deep into the relationship or trying to reignite things, you can still apply them. Something as small as wearing a new cologne, for example, if you're still in contact with an ex, can be enough to start reshaping how she remembers you. If you're looking for more techniques like this, I have a video on my channel called The Triangle of Attraction, where I go deeper into these strategies that help create those emotional time capsules in every conversation. You can check it out for more tips. Number 2, leave on a high note. The second important thing you need to remember is to always leave on a high note. This is a crucial strategy, especially if you're reconnecting with a woman who has pulled away, whether it's an ex-girlfriend or someone you're hoping to rekindle things with. When she responds positively, whether through a text, a phone call, or agreeing to meet for coffee, many guys fall into the trap of overstaying their welcome. The key here is to leave her associating positive feelings with you. It's tempting to think that the longer you stay, the more you can amplify the good vibes. But that's rarely how it works. Picture it like climbing a hill. At first, the interaction is fun, engaging, and you're building up momentum. But if you hang around too long, you'll start going down the other side of that hill, and the excitement can fade into complacency, or worse, discomfort. What often happens, especially when guys are really into a girl or caught up in emotional quicksand, is that the more time they spend together, the more likely their neediness starts creeping out. You begin saying things like, "Why can't we give this another chance?" Or applying pressure in ways that undermine everything you've built. This will make her pull back and erase all the good energy you'd established. The solution? Be mindful of your timing. Make it a habit to leave while things are still going well. Set a mental timer for how long you'll stay or talk, and always be the one to end the interaction, even if she's the one who reached out to you first. For example, if she texts you to ask how your day was, respond briefly, have a pleasant exchange, but then be the one to end it. This leaves her wanting more instead of feeling like she's had her fill. It's a simple but powerful move that most guys overlook, and it can make a huge difference in keeping her interested and engaged. Leave her wanting more by exiting on a high note. Number 3, mystery and jealousy. The third way to make a woman miss you involves a combination of mystery and subtle jealousy. Here's where many guys go wrong, trying to be too obvious in their efforts to trigger jealousy. If you're talking to an ex and casually mention that you're going on multiple dates or seeing other women every weekend, she'll instantly see through your intentions. This comes off as emotionally manipulative, and instead of creating genuine intrigue, it signals to her that you're trying too hard. Worse, it communicates that she still has control over you, which places you in a weak position as the backup plan. The key is to be indirect. Jealousy, when done right, should be almost invisible to her, masked by an air of mystery. For example, I once tried to make an ex jealous by posting pictures of myself hanging out with girls during a vacation. I thought it was clever at the time, but it ended up backfiring. She saw right through it, and it had the opposite effect. She wasn't intrigued. She felt I was trying to manipulate her, which devalued me in her eyes. So, how do you create genuine jealousy without appearing heavy-handed? The answer lies in mystery. Let's say she's checking your social media and notices you're at a concert, but there's no indication of who you're with. Instantly, questions arise in her mind. Who is he with? Is he on a date? That ambiguity stirs curiosity and, eventually, jealousy. She can't figure it out, and that will keep her thinking about you. A great example comes from my friend Ken, who went to a John Legend concert with a male friend because his friend's girlfriend couldn't make it. Ken posted a photo of the concert on his social media without mentioning who he was with, and suddenly, every woman he was in contact with assumed he was on a date. That's the kind of subtlety that works, creating mystery without being explicit. Similarly, when you're talking to your ex or someone you're trying to rekindle things with, mention something like, "I went skiing last weekend," but don't say who you went with. If she presses for details, just say you went with a friend. Let her imagination fill in the blanks. This creates the mystery that keeps her curious about what's really going on in your life. A simple but effective tactic is the classic Appletini and beer photo. When you're at a bar or restaurant, post a picture of a beer and an Appletini on the table with a caption like, "Cheers to a great night." The appletini will suggest that you're with a girl, but you don't say anything directly. This plants the idea in her mind without confirming anything, leaving her to wonder, and that's the power of mystery. By mastering this combination of subtle jealousy and mystery, you'll keep her guessing and thinking about you long after the conversation ends. Number 4, create competition. Another way to make a woman miss you is to introduce competition. Now, this isn't about direct jealousy, but rather about competing for your attention and interest. When a woman believes she has complete control over your emotions or that you're waiting around for her, she loses attraction. She instinctively knows she has power over you if she thinks you're always available, especially after pulling away or breaking up. Think about it. If you've ever broken up with someone and had the upper hand, you could feel that power. Similarly, when a woman pulls away, she assumes she has the same control over you. But if you can subtly show her that she doesn't have as much control as she thought, she will start feeling drawn back in. One way to do this is by becoming absorbed in a new interest or activity. For example, let's say she reaches out, and instead of being the guy sitting at home sulking, you're suddenly really into something new, like golf, tennis, or traveling. When she sees that your life is full and exciting without her, it creates an air of competition. She's no longer your only priority. The key is that she probably imagines you sitting at home on a Friday night, feeling sorry for yourself and maybe even stalking her social media. That's what she's expecting. And the reality is a lot of guys do that, which isn't attractive to her. But if she finds out that you're out having fun, maybe skiing with friends or exploring new activities, it puts her in a position where she has to compete for your attention again. When you embrace new interests and genuinely enjoy your life, she will notice. Whether through your social media posts or conversations, she'll see that you're thriving without her. She'll start to wonder, did I make a mistake by leaving him? And that's when she starts to miss you. Contrast this with the guy who's stuck in a rut, just waiting for her to come back. When you do see or speak to her, she'll notice the difference. She'll see the spark in your eyes when you talk about your new hobbies and your new life, which makes her realize she doesn't have the control she once thought she did. She may have even assumed you would be her backup plan, but now she's competing to be a part of your exciting new world. It's all about flipping the script. By not giving her the satisfaction of thinking you're just waiting around, you position yourself as the prize once again. Number 5, be different. The 5th strategy to make a woman miss you I'm going to share is be different. One of the most effective strategies I teach in most of my videos involves changing the dynamic a woman expects from you. When a woman feels she has power over you, she starts anticipating certain behaviors. These are what I call rules. Power dynamics based on how you've interacted with her in the past. For instance, if you always text her back immediately, or you're always available when she calls, or you constantly listen to her problems, these are relationship rules that establish a certain power dynamic in her favor. Over time, these behaviors can make you predictable, and frankly, less intriguing. So, how do you break that predictability? By changing things up and breaking those rules. For example, you might not respond to her texts as quickly, or you might be less available when she wants to hang out. These small actions subtly shift the power balance and make her question whether she still has the same influence over you. Another way to be different is by changing aspects of your appearance or personality. Let's say you never had a beard when you were together. Growing one now presents her with a different version of you, and that slight change can throw her off. It creates intrigue. The same goes for how you dress. If she's used to seeing you in casual clothes, but then you meet her looking sharp in a suit, it instantly shifts her perception of you. She'll start wondering, what else has changed? These small but impactful changes keep you from being predictable and show her that you're evolving. This makes her curious about the new you and can make her miss what she no longer has control over. Whether it's altering your look, breaking old patterns, or even surprising her with a new skill or hobby, being different keeps her on her toes, wondering what she's missing out on. All right there, you have it. 5 effective ways to make any woman miss you. If you've learned anything from this video, hit the like button, and don't forget to share your thoughts or opinions down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this is Stoic Approach to Life.